It's time to sit back and check out the RCWR show with Lee Sanders. Get fun, in-depth coverage and analysis from the latest in professional wrestling in AEW, WWE, NWA, Impact Wrestling, or the world of entertainment. From hit TV shows to your favorite sports like the NBA or NFL. All things music, movies, and beyond, while trying to make sense of this crazy world we live in. All while keeping it honest, insightful, and interactive since 2011. And now your hosts, live from the nation's capital of Washington, D.C., Lee Sanders.
Hey, good kind people. What is going on? Covering the latest in all things wrestling, entertainment, and beyond. You're checking out a new The RCWR show. Lee Sanders here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey, if you ain't familiar with my work by now, you will be. Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. I feel off tonight. I gotta admit, I feel really off. And I think the main reason why I'm feeling off tonight, I think two things. One, actually three things. One, I think I'm finally starting to feel a little bit of burnout because I have been going practically nonstop really since AwesomeCon. And everything has just really been, I'm in multiple places these days. It's not even funny. So I think I'm starting to feel a little bit of burnout from just all the extra stuff I've been picking up. I'm not complaining, by the way. I mean, I honestly love when I'm so freaking busy. I always have something to do because normally if I'm not doing anything, I have all this energy and I want to do something. So I like that. But I think, I don't know. Maybe since we got Clash of the Champions, or was it Clash at the Castle, is it? Yeah, Clash at the... Sounds like a White Castle name, that pay-per-view that's coming up. But that's going to be going down in 5 weeks. I don't know, maybe I'll actually get in a week vacation, and I think that would probably do me a little bit of good. I think when I'm going to do it, most likely, I'll probably do it the final week of the last episode of Better Call Saul, which brings me to my second point as far as why I'm feeling a little bit off tonight. We had a really solid episode of Better Call Saul that featured, I'm sure by now, unless you're under a rock, then, you might find this to be big news for you, but we had the guys from Breaking Bad make their return in this pre-sequel series for the very first time during the Better Call Saul run. For the very first time, we saw Walter White himself and Jesse Pinkman. Those guys made their debut on tonight's Better Call Saul as we are now officially 2 episodes away from the series finale of Better Call Saul. And that episode, not to put anything else out there, but that episode had ran a bit in the OT. I remember looking at the clock going, okay, we're already at the 10 after mark. What's going on here? Like, surely we're getting ready to wrap it up. That episode did not go off until damn near
10:30. So that really had threw me off because I did manage to watch Uninterrupted, which was a really good move by WWE. I felt I loved the first hour that was commercial free. I thought that was a really smart move that they did. By the way, what did you guys think about tonight's WWE Raw? I mean, now officially that the dust has settled and we're now in okay, this is supposed to be the Nick Khan, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H show officially, right? Raw seemed to have a different energy about it, a different aura about it. And I must say, quality. My biggest takeaway from Raw tonight, I had to do a lot of catching up after Better Call Saul went off the air. I found myself doing a little bit of fast forwarding here and there and everything, but when I did stop, watched a lot of the action that was going on, which brings me to another point. I like the fact that, okay, we're not doing any silly little shindig fucking pointless little backstage promos, meaningless fucking, it seemed like overall, as far as the quality level goes, that was definitely up, and you felt it throughout this episode. It was definitely a different energy that came about it, and I liked it. I liked it overall. I see Eddie is saying it was a good show tonight. Yeah, I definitely felt it was definitely a pretty good show. Definitely going in the right direction and everything. So, by the way, how's y'all weekend? How was it? Was it good for you guys? Some of you guys that maybe had checked out what had went down with that Ric Flair last match pay-per-view. Well, what can you say, right? What can you say? I'm not gonna even. As far as afterthoughts go, I'm not going to even spin because I wasted all of, I won't say waste, but because that's too bad of a word to use, is it? I think I've exhausted all my energy on that pay-per-view when we did the post-show. By the way, shout out to those of you that had checked out that post-show. I got to go back and look at how the audio downloads did, but I know as far as our YouTube audience, I hadn't even done the full tally on the other platforms too, but I know for our YouTube audience, we had like over 2,000 people that were coming by, showing love, leaving random comments, or just hanging out, checking out the pay-per-view post-show. So to those of you that had represented, what was that, Sunday night going into early Monday morning, thank you for checking out that pay-per-view post-show. I particularly just really, honestly for me, what was the biggest joy was just kicking back and interacting with you guys at the end, reading you guys' thoughts about the comments and everything. And somebody from Monday night's show, I got to give them a shout out because they asked me a Bayley question, and I told them, hey, I'm going to go ahead because all we were talking about was Ric Flair. I said, I'm going to forward that question to the Monday show for you because I have a feeling that we're probably going to get our answer, right? Your question is probably going to be tackled on Monday Night Raw, so we'll wait and see what goes down. Shout out to Anthony Manzano, who had asked a question from Sunday. What do you think the name for the stable that Bayley is leading is? Do you think it's gonna be 3 people, or do you think they add 2 or 3 people from either main roster or NXT? That was his whole question. Now I'll have to throw it back on you guys. As far as I know, there is not a name for the Bayley stable just yet. Is that correct? I'm just making sure because I did do a lot of fast forwarding. I did pause and try to check out as much of the in-ring action as I could. So as far as the in-ring action goes, I would say I probably watched about 75% of all the in-ring action that was there, just to get a really good feel, right? The one match where I did just kick back and say, you know what, I got to actually sit back and watch this in its entirety. I did enjoy Tommaso taking on AJ Styles. I put the remote down for that one. Because that, for me, that's something I have been wanting to see for a long time. Eddie is saying no name for that Bayley stable yet. So, Anthony, as far as what do I think the name of the stable's going to be for Bayley, I mean, I was thinking about that not your question, but as I was watching the girls in action, because they made their presence felt all throughout this episode, man. I mean, they were running roughshod. It kind of felt like you were watching a female version of the NWO per se. That's probably jumping a little bit too extreme out there, but you guys know exactly what I mean by that. I mean, as far as them running roughshod and all that. I was thinking about their name, and one thing that kicked in my head, it's corny, but I thought, well, you could call them BID, B-I-D. You could call them BID, Bayley, Io, Dakota. You could say the BID Squad, right? Kind of like the Hit Squad, but you call them the BID Squad. Or you could just say, I don't know. See, I think you can't just say it's BID, right? You got to have something attached to that. So maybe the BID Hit Squad or the BID Squad. Maybe you could say something along those lines. And one person's interpretation of what BID could mean is Bayley, Io, Dakota. But then maybe you could kind of play around with those letterings. Okay, so what does this mean? BID, what else could it mean? You could say, I don't know, something. This is corny. Obviously I haven't really thought about it like that, really slept on it like that, but maybe something along the lines of bitches, right? I don't know. But again, to quote what Titus O'Neil had said, WWE is all about putting smiles on people's faces and entertainment, and right. So I don't really picture those girls running around being called bitches. I'm not quite so. I'm not quite seeing babes, right? That kind of seems more suited for the Mandy Rose stable or whatever. So obviously you got to do a little something. You got to do some tweaking. But I think by the time we get to Castle, I keep wanting to say White Castle. That name, I'm not going to get used to that name of that next pay-per-view that's coming up. Seriously, because every time I'm thinking about it, all I'm thinking of White Castle. And it's been a good minute since I've had me some White Castle too, man. I have not had White Castle since the last time I was in Chicago. I know for some of you guys, before you go, well, you can easily just get it from your local store, Lee. It's in the freezer section. No. I mean the real White Castle. To quote one of my favorite renditions of a Michael McDonald song, ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Ain't nothing like the real thing. Oh, yeah. Listen, baby. Nothing's like the real thing. Nothing beats actually going to a physical White Castle restaurant, smelling all that good grease. And look, I shouldn't have it. It's bad for me, but nothing beats smelling it. If there's one kryptonite, it is a White Castle restaurant. Just the sliders and just, don't even get me started on that, right? But yeah, every time I think about that damn pay-per-view, all I think about is fucking White Castle. Maybe they'll have a name figured out by then, y'all. What would you say is a really cool name for that stable? Sound off and let me know. Maybe you guys got some good names out there, and let's see what you guys are able to come up with. I'll tell you what, whoever comes up with a really cool name for the stable, right? Maybe what we can do is a two-parter. Maybe we can, depending on the volume of comments we get, and I'll make sure that this part of the show is an excerpt online. Whoever can come up with a really good name for this new stable, maybe we can try to see if we could make it become viral, right? Make it a social media trend. And on top of that, whoever picks the best one, I don't know, maybe yours truly will send you a RCWR show shirt. Maybe we could do that, right? I'll take care of shipping and all that. That sounds kind of cool. Let me know. We'll see what kind of names you guys are able to come up with, because you guys are some savvy fucking bunches, man. So yeah, Raw presented the first hour to us commercial free, which was a welcomed breath of fresh air. I love that. I really, really did. Especially from the standpoint of if you were a newer listener, and I thought the timing of this, just kudos to WWE. Because you go with the Vince McMahon news that went down, and you're saying, okay, all right, he's out. Yeah, he still has ownership. He's got majority ownership. So he could easily make a phone call and say to Triple H and them, I don't like him. His nose is funny, right? He could easily, if he wants to, but I don't really see Vince. I really just see him. I'm just going to step to the side. Long as the money is clearing, I'm just going to enjoy myself. That's just how I see it going down with him. But yeah, for me, seeing the first hour be commercial free, I thought it was fantastic from the standpoint of if ever you were that WWE fan at some point that fell out of love with the product for whatever respected reasons, and you had heard what was going on with Vince, and what turned you away was just some of the silly, sometimes stupid, not even funny antics that you would see play out on television. And this go round, you say, hey man, well, since now this stuff is going on with Vince, he's pretty much out of the picture. Let me give the product a second chance. Let me see what I've been missing out on, and who knows, maybe they can at least make a casual fan out of me on the regular again. Let's see what's going on. So I thought it was a good marketing tactic to have the first hour be commercial free. Thought that was definitely so. Kudos to WWE on that standpoint. Opening up with the man, Becky Lynch, big time Bex, who had her arm in a sling. I mean, you're looking at that a mile away and you're going, okay, we're setting up some type of an angle here. The question is, where are we going with this? Is Becky maybe going to be in action later on during the night? Is something going to happen with her involving the Bayley trio? What's going on? Because you're just looking at that and you're saying, that's a bullseye on that girl. As soon as you see it, as soon as you see her arm in the sling, you're going, that's going to be used for something. What's going to go down here, right? Becky opening up, all that, pretty good. And we would later find out, apparently, as Bianca wasn't even to celebrate successfully defending her championship that long and pretty much opening up her promo tonight, pretty much wondering what's next and everything, when cut the backstage and the Bayley trio beats down Becky. Bianca gets there barely just in time, but the damage is already done. But we all pretty much know, because we did see a little bit of the girls beating that ass on big time Bex. So we would find out later as WWE released a statement that apparently Becky's going to be out for several months. So, look, not for nothing, but I know Becky had put that statement out there. What was it? Summerslam weekend. And she was talking about how, it could be challenging being a mom, and she's doing her thing with the, meeting all the dates that she needs to meet for WWE, juggling motherhood, yada, yada, yada. She gets in the quality time when she can. It can be a hectic schedule, but pretty much she's saying she wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, yada, yada, yada. You can look at some of that stuff that was being said, and you could maybe look at that as, okay, way to tote the company line there, because some people are probably wondering, where do you find the time to be a mom? Yakety smackety. But, it kind of goes back to something I was talking about off and on for the past couple of weeks, which is Becky definitely seems off this go round. It seems like ever since she was getting into it with Ric Flair over the usage of the man, and they were pretty much slinging mud at each other on social media, it just seems like all that crap, and then the motherhood. Becky, for me personally, and I've said this on the show off and on the past couple of weeks, it's felt as though Becky has been off. Like, I don't know if there's something personal going on that she needs to focus her attention on, but the timing of this whole injury thing and the fact that she's going to be gone for a couple of months, hey, great. Hopefully she can do what she needs to do, recharge her batteries, enjoy being a mom, enjoy being a wife, and come back recharged, basically. But here's the big difference. And I think this go round, when it comes to Becky making this exit and storyline the way that she did tonight, I think we can all be in agreement that where we are now with the company as a whole, and just some of the things that has been playing out with the new regime in charge, optimism is something that we brought up on one of the, I've lost track, so you guys got to forgive me, because this is now This is now we did Summerslam night, we did Ric Flair night, but then on top of that, we had like the Wednesday show, the Tuesday, the Monday show from last week. One of those shows from last week, I said for the first time ever, I have optimism. I'm hopeful for the product again. I'm hopeful that we're finally going to go in a really good direction, especially as far as not just from a character development standpoint, but just, okay, this is, remember the Marvel Sony Pictures analogy I had used, where you look at how they've been doing the Tom Holland Spider-Man situation. You know, they know what they're doing with that character. It's not just, okay, well, we're not going to totally ignore, we're going to acknowledge some of this stuff that's happening over here so that we can kind of use it as our launch pad to be able to do what we need to do, rather than just deconstruct the motherfucker and just build from scratch, essentially. So, you know, I really feel that this go round with Becky stepping away, it's not going to be as bad as it was the last go round. Because remember the last go round that we had women that pretty much were disappearing left and right just a little over 2 years ago, or the past 2 years. And we're just shaking our heads going, what is going on with this women's division, y'all? This women's division is fucking, Jesus, it's a joke right now. I mean, it got to a point where Bayley was our fucking savior. Remember that? She was our savior. Let me take a quick swig. Good shit. She was our savior. My IPA, by the way, for tonight, I am still continuing to drink my Raging Bitch. That's actually the name of the beer I got here. It's called Raging Bitch. It's pretty good. 8.3% alcohol. It's by Flying Dogs. Check it out. As far as price, might vary, but over here in the DMV, they want $14. Yeah, $14. But it's worth every single dollar, let me tell you. Moderation, my friends. Be well. So, optimism is definitely something that you have there. So we saw that pan out. Becky Lynch getting the beat down. We find out on social media, WWE putting out the statement that Big Time Beck's going to be out for several months. Okay, all right, cool. Meanwhile, Bianca, she wants to tap that ass. She wants one of the girls from that trio stable. Io, now going by, is it Io Sky? Is that right? Because I did not know Io's new name until, I think, literally after we were done with the SummerSlam post show. It is Eddie. Okay. All right. So it's now Io Sky, not Io Shirai. It's now Io Sky. I'm okay with that. I'm honestly, I've got no problem with that whatsoever. I got no problem. You know, it's not like you're taking Walter and you're going Gunther and then even at that, Walter's still been killing it. Ever since he's come to SmackDown, he's been killing it. You know, if anything, I don't like the new theme music that they got our guy coming out to. I miss the old music, but, you know, it is what it is. But he's doing a fantastic job with the opportunities they've been giving him so far. By the way, his transformation, he used to be a big boy, and just where he is now, I'm very impressed. If that doesn't, you know, if you're starting to get up there in age like me and you see what Walter Gunther has been able to do with himself physically, if that doesn't motivate you to, you know what, man, if he can do it, I don't know what the hell is going to motivate you, you know, but it's like night and day. It's almost like you're watching a completely different person when you see him, right? Just do yourself a favor. If you haven't done it yet, just pull up Gunther or Walter, whichever one will come up first. Just pull up like a before and after pic. And it's almost like he has lost, you swear he was two people put together before. And now he's just this small looking guy, but he's still going out there kicking major ass. Props to him. Seriously, fucking props to him. See what else had happened here. I had highlighted the AJ Styles Tommaso Ciampa match. I'll get into that one in a little bit more later on during the show. But of the matches for tonight, that definitely was one that stuck out to me the most. Speaking of AJ Styles, my man, double duty. Way to kick off the month of August, AJ Styles, as we saw the phenomenal one in triple threat action against Mustafa Ali and The Miz, of which AJ Styles had picked up the victory. I thought that was, for your first match opener, I thought that was a good banger. Miz selling like a motherfucker in that one. Now, for those of you that watch SummerSlam, maybe you didn't watch Raw, you're going, hey, you know, what's going on with that kid, that Logan Paul kid? No Logan Paul on this episode. He's got one sweet-ass contract with the WWE right now, because we did hear from Logan Paul. It was via video. He pretty much putting it out there. He doesn't know when or where we're going to be seeing him again, but we will be seeing him back in the WWE very soon, as he cannot wait. Like, well, if you cannot wait, what's going on? Just pop up next week. What's up? Right? That is, you know, I'm kicking back and I'm just rubbing my chin and I'm going, damn, we're kind of doing this dude like Hollywood Rock almost. What the fuck? I mean, remember that? Remember Hollywood Rock? Oh my God. Every single time you would turn around, Hollywood Rock would do some shit via satellite, Titantron shit or whatever. And, you know, it's like, okay, yeah, we hear you. Yeah, the millions. Yeah, whatever, dude. But you're not here. So, like, what the fuck? And, you know, we wouldn't see him for, like, long periods of time. And then when he would come back, it used to be excitement and all that. And then it was just, yeah, whatever, dude. We know you're here for a quick cup of coffee. We know you're going to go running back to Hollywood. Right? I can only explain to you guys how it was in real time, but there was serious animosity. There was serious heat on The Rock back in the day when he ultimately became Hollywood Rock. And I mean, the way he capitalized on that was just fucking brilliant. I think him and Brian Gerwitz were just like a perfect hand-in-hand relationship, the way that they had went about approaching heel Hollywood Rock and everything. But this triple threat match, I thought it was a good banger for what it was worth. A sleeper hit match of the night for what it was worth. I like that they had Ali in there, not looking like no fucking chump to Miz and AJ for what it was worth. So I thought that was pretty good. Good out in there. From there, Seth Rollins coming out. Now remember, I had teased the idea going back to SummerSlam predictions that, be kind of interesting if we maybe saw Seth Rollins interfere in that Brock versus Roman last man standing match, pretty much steals the Money in the Bank briefcase from Austin Theory, cashes it in, and becomes champion by taking it off of Roman Reigns. And then you have a serious cliffhanger in the air, which is, wait a minute, does this actually stand? Does this hold up? Is Seth officially the champion here? Like, what the, trading that buzz, that controversy going into Monday Night Raw and pretty much your whole week of WWE programming. So I thought it was rather that we had Seth Rollins get on the microphone and proclaim that, as far as what I got my eyes set on next, I'm looking at you, Roman Reigns. I'm looking at those championships. But then he gets interrupted by, of all people, the Street Profits. You know, you're scratching your head, and then you've got to be reminded, oh, yeah, they used to run with Riddle. We even had to have Seth Rollins say that, because you're looking at this, you're going, this feels so fucking random. Like, what's going on here? Probably the most disappointing segment of the night, because Street Profits were supposed to play rock, paper, scissors to figure out who was going to go face Seth Rollins one-on-one. And we didn't get to see that game played out. I love rock, paper, scissors. I love it. Rock, paper, scissors. Whenever you have a disagreement with somebody, it is one of the most diplomatic, the most easiest ways to have a meeting of the minds and pretty much, okay, we're going to go in this direction. I mean, it's great for all situations when you really stop and think about it. Hey, you got a taste for Mexican food or Indonesian? I don't really know. Rock, paper, scissors? Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. Or you're out and about with a friend. You're at a club or you're at a bar. And you're going, man, look at that fine-ass girl that's over there. Yeah, she is fine. Betcha I can get those digits. well, I kind of actually want to get those digits myself, dog. Yeah, true, but well, tell you what. Rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins, be able to go Mac tour, right? I mean, rock, paper, scissors. I most recently used rock, paper, scissors. I used rock, paper, scissors when I was at this past year's Awesome Con with the wifey. And we had came across this phenomenal artist. And if you're watching the web stream right now, you can actually see some of the artwork behind me. It's by Brian J. Campbell. He does a really, really, oh my God, dude is fucking talented. Like, you have no idea. But I remember as we were going through his portfolio, I'm going, oh man, this looks good. This looks good. Oh, I gotta have this one too. Like, and I looked at my wife, I said, Tams, we shouldn't have came over here. Like, you're getting me in trouble here. Like, seriously. And we actually did rock, paper, scissors. And I said to her, okay, rock, paper, scissors, whoever wins, gets to pick whatever, because I was stumped. I couldn't figure out what I wanted. And it was her decision because she won. And she pretty much was like, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that. So she pretty much had got me as part of a nice anniversary, 1-year anniversary present. She had got me all the stuff I was eyeballing, right? So to my point, rock, paper, scissors, it just takes care of just so much, right? Let me pay the bill. No, I'll pay the bill. Rock, paper, scissors? Yeah, sure, what the hell, right? Works every time. World can go around a lot better if we do rock, paper, scissors more. So Montez Ford won the right to go up against Seth frickin' Rollins. That was the second match for Raw. I gotta say, I love me some Montez Ford. I have been singing his praises. Longtime listeners know this. I've been singing this man's praises off and on for a couple of years now. And I will continue to beat my chest, and I will continue to sing the praises of Montez Ford, as he is without a doubt. He's got all the tools I feel necessary to be a really good singles breakout star. And if this match that he had against Seth Rollins did not convince you of that, this was definitely the banger hit match of the night, as far as I was concerned for Raw here. Rollins picking up the victory here. For those of you that might have been a little bit curious, you didn't watch the show yet, but you're kind of curious about what's the crowd reaction here for Montez Ford. They were definitely rooting this guy on. You just wonder. And look, I don't think that Montez Ford in this match against Rollins, I don't think this was just one of those random, this makes a great card, let's just know. Now that Triple H, right? That's all we got to say. Now that Triple H, and we don't have to say the rest. I just kind of feel as though this dude, he is bound for greatness. He's bound for greatness. I see big things happening for this brother, to the point I'm just going to make a bold prediction right now. You can mark it down. I gave you one bold prediction already, and for those of you that have missed it, I said that next year's WrestleMania, book it, it's going to be Corey Graves for one night only, teaming up with Baron Corbin to take on the team of Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Michael Cole is still undefeated at WrestleMania. But you get the point that I'm making. The seeds were planted. SummerSlam weekend. So you've got enough if you want to circle back and you want to, okay, you put some nice little Easter eggs in there of things to come, right? So I gave you that little mark it down bold prediction. My second bold prediction is going to be look for 2023 to be the singles breakout year for Montez Ford, who, by the way, has one of the prettiest fucking frog splashes. I told you guys a night or two before that as far as my list goes of guys that absolutely crushed it with the frog splash, I've got to put Eddie Guerrero at number one. Nobody did it as smooth or pretty than Eddie Guerrero. Number two, RVD. But you got to give me the RVD in his prime. You got to give me that RVD. I don't want the current RVD, because the current RVD, there's not as much elevation in it, right? It just, You know, it's like watching him and he's getting ready to do it these days is like a fucking eternity, is it not? Right? No, give me vintage RVD for number 2. Number 3, I've got to put Montez Ford. I mean, he's slowly chipping away, though, man. I don't know. I almost want to, but just on principle, I got to put Montez Ford in there. You know, I just got to. But that's my list for right now. Eddie is saying, how about that? Eddie is saying Eddie in the Discord chat. He's got Guerrero for number 1, Art Barr for number 2, Montez Ford for number 3, RVD. Shit, D'Lo had a damn good, Lord, you are absolutely right. D'Lo Brown. Let me think about this now. All right. So, Eddie Guerrero, number 1. RVD, number 2. Montez Ford, number 3. D'Lo Brown, number 4. I feel like we're forgetting somebody. I don't know who it is, but I feel like there's somebody else we're missing that, they're not for nothing. Their Frog Splash is pretty good, too. I don't know who it is. I wish I could remember, but it's interesting because a couple of nights ago I had the name. I know there's a name I'm forgetting, and it's not Art Barr. It's not Art Barr, but there's somebody else that I'm forgetting about that's in there. But yeah, he definitely who said he passed the test? Indy, was it Indy? No, it was Lord. Lord had said, as far as he was concerned, that match had passed the test for him, seeing Ford go up against Rollins. Yeah. I mean, he did good. He took that. Hit it out the fucking park as far as I was concerned. Asuka taking on Alexa Bliss. Let me take another swig. Yeah. So this ended in a no contest. Basically, the Bayley trio came out, was beating the shit out of both of these girls. As far as the match itself, can I be real with you guys? I'm sure I can. That's why you're listening. I'll just throw it out there. I don't care how it sounds. I'll just throw it out there because I was trying to think about how I can dress it up, but I'm just going to throw the shit out there. Why do we have Asuka playing down to this girl who honestly can't wrestle? Seriously, why do we... Seriously. That was just so fucking infuriating for me to watch Asuka and Bliss. I'm like, no. In no shape or form should we ever see Asuka and Alexa Bliss in a singles match. No, I don't ever want to see that. Because every single goddamn day of the week, I'm going to go with Asuka. Unless you load that fucking match up with a whole bunch of shenanigans that go in favor of Alexa Bliss. If we're talking about a straight up one-on-one, Asuka beating that ass any goddamn day of the week as far as I was concerned. It just wasn't believable for me. It just wasn't. So I actually was happy to see the Bayley girls come in there and fuck this all up when it was all said and done. This was a 2-minute and change kind of match too. For that matter. Bianca had ran down there chasing off. I thought that was kind of hilarious too, right? You've already done the damage, the Bayley trio. You already done the damage, right? Like a pack of wolves just going in for the kill on that poor little baby elephant or whatever, right? Seal, whatever the fuck, right? Bianca's coming out there and they just hauled ass, right? Turn the light on. Roaches on the counter are now, oh shit, and they're just... It's fucking crazy, man. But yeah, that had pretty much set up Bianca wanting for one of those girls to fight later on in the night. Dolph Ziggler was in action. This was weird. Handicap match. Or was it? No. It was a triple threat. I don't know why. I was thinking it was a handicap for some reason. I don't know why. But Dolph Ziggler went up against Tommaso Ciampa, Chad Gable. Ciampa picking up the W here. Good match for what it was worth. Here's the thing, that it wasn't as good as the opener, but the quality of this one from all of these guys definitely good. But my biggest takeaway from this match was Ciampa was a Triple H guy. right? And so I love this new rededication, this new build up to Ciampa, because before it just felt, all right, so you really don't have no purpose. You've got no direction right now. You are just a Miz lackey when it's all said and done. It kind of looks like here. Okay, all right, whatever, right? And I don't know why, but like, I just thought it was kind of that's what came out when I was looking at this match go down. I'm going, okay, we got a new purpose, we got a new direction, right? Okay, Ciampa, all right, I'm all in for this. This was a statement match as far as I was concerned. Are you seeing the pattern here so far, guys? Are you seeing the pattern here? A lot of the Triple H NXT cats really were shining big time on this episode. You pretty much were seeing that consistency you used to see from the black and gold rise to the top on this episode. And I definitely was all in for the fucking ride, y'all. I'm sure a lot of you guys were as well. Edge was in the house. Edge pretty much cutting a promo talking about how, yeah, you know what, let's be honest, I was an asshole for a couple of months, but that all changes now, because now that I'm pretty much kind of made my return, helped out the Mysterios there, and we pretty much both got what we wanted. And, hey, I'm keeping it simple. He thought he was helping underutilized talent reach their full potential, but at the same time, it felt as though they were just getting started. What he was doing with Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and all that. They thought they learned all they needed to, but they were wrong. And to be fair, they pulled one over on him. He did not see it coming and all that. Put him out for a couple of months. But as we all saw at SummerSlam, he made his return. And as far as Edge is concerned, he has one agenda right now. Put an end to Judgment Day. That pretty much was Edge in a nutshell. By the way, Edge is a dad, is a husband, tag team extraordinaire. He's not in a rock band, but he is an actor, and he uses Bowflex. Shout out if you get that little reference. You would have had to been listening to the SummerSlam post show if you get that fucking reference. Oh, God, I probably might see if I can find that fucking commercial. Dude was just, for the longest time, at least for 15 years. My name's Michael. I'm in my 50s, and I use Bowflex. Io Sky taking on Bianca Belair. Good shit right here. Girls were fucking killing it in this matchup. This one ended in a no contest, as in the closing moments of this one. Io Sky was pulling on the arm of Bianca. Bianca coming in with a right hand, hitting the ropes. Bayley on the outside there, tripping her up, setting up a distraction that allowed Sky to take advantage. Little kick to Bianca. Bianca coming in, trying to swing at her, lock up from behind. Elbow to Bianca, or actually no, there's an elbow from Bianca. Sky with a pin, using the feet on the ropes, but Bliss pushes the legs off. Yeah, you had Bliss out there. I think Asuka was out there as well. Bayley and Dakota, they try to jump up on the apron. Asuka and Bliss get up on the apron as well. All these girls talking shit at each other. All entered the ring, went at it. Ref had no choice. Call for a no fucking contest. So this match went damn near 20 minutes. I thought Bianca and Sky, I thought they did fucking fantastic. Good, strong match between these two girls. DQ, I'm all right with that, especially if it means you can easily just circle back, further down the road, Io, Bianca for the championship. I'm okay with that. Seriously, I'm okay with that. Post-match, Bayley got fucked up by Asuka's knee strike there. Bliss, Dakota, they're going at it. More refs run down, break it all up and everything. That pretty much was it in a nutshell for that one, but kind of seems as though as we make our way to that White Castle pay-per-view, looks like those respected girls are going to be going at it. So hopefully we got a name for them before the White Castle pay-per-view. Meanwhile, backstage, Miz, Ciampa talking strategy. Kevin Patrick asks Miz how he feels. He says WWE isn't a playground for an entitled YouTuber to cash a few paychecks. He had it all taken care of until AJ blindsided Ciampa like the coward he is. Why would AJ do that? Was he training Logan to prevent him from winning? So that pretty much had set up an instant feud that came up next between AJ Styles and Ciampa. So, I mean, really, when you're kicking back and you're going, man, look at these guys that were doing double duty on this fucking episode and everything. You're looking at AJ, you're looking at Ciampa, and then you're even looking at the Bayley trio. You're going, okay, this nice flow, great fucking flow, structure-wise. That's the other thing that had been lacking for several fucking months under the Vince McMahon regime. I mean, we talked about it at great length when we were going over the stupidity and the storytelling that was going down. So you lost your shot at the World Heavyweight Championship, huh? Tough break. Yeah. Well, tell you what, if you can rub your tummy and pat your head at the same time, you can get a World Heavyweight Championship match. Can you do it? Okay, go ahead. You got 10 seconds. Go for it. Looks like you came up short. You weren't quite able to pull them both off at the same time. Yeah. Well, hey, you tried, but tell you what, we'll give you another opportunity. If you can guess a number, I'm thinking from 1 to 100, we'll give you a championship shot. Ready? Go. Yeah, you're wrong. Yeah, that number was actually 7. Yeah, you were nowhere near, but you understand what I'm saying. This whole flow of tonight, everything made sense. There was actual structure. I was feeling this. I love this. I fucking love this to no end. Ciampa getting in a very solid effort there. Victory over the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And that should really tell you something as far as don't bank out. If you clocked out on Ciampa before, hey, man, it's a new day now. Yes, it is, right? Like, your heart's in the right place, right? It's okay to have optimism here and everything. Match quality itself, pretty high. I got to give AJ the MVP award for this week, man. He really was a fucking pro going in here. Just all around great effort. Just the right length of time, too, for this match. These guys went damn near 15 minutes in this one. So you had some really good bangers, to Lord's point in the chat. Glad Triple H running the ship. Ciampa deserves more airtime. He'll get squashed next week, though. Very well possible, but you know what? It just feels that compared to the old regime, you're just looking at Ciampa going, yeah, no chance. Now you're going, you know what? Okay, yeah, he might not be a world heavyweight champion on the main roster, but yeah, with these guys now at the helm, he's definitely going to be utilized a lot better. World Tag Team Championship match, Rey and Dominic Mysterio going up against the Usos here. 15 minutes and change, Usos retaining the titles. I don't think anybody was really surprised at this one. Fun match. No reason behind this match either. It was just one of those, oh, this is what we're getting. Seriously. Like, okay. Good quality stuff. Good quality stuff, particularly from the Usos. Good shit right here. Good shit, honestly. So, Usos, they're celebrating. They walk up to the ramp, and as they do, Priest, Balor, Ripley, they enter the ring to attack the Mysterios. Ripley is choking this shit out of Dominic. I'm just going, just make him your bitch already. Seriously, the only thing that is missing is just you putting that rubber ball in that dude's mouth, getting your fucking strap on, and just doing him like fucking homegirl in Deadpool, right? Just right. I mean, seriously, where's the 9 Inch Nails music while Rhea Ripley is just because you're just going, Dom, we know, come on, man. You got like the same fucking width and height as this fucking girl, and you're telling me you can't fucking put up a more, right? There's only but so many times that a motherfucker can allow himself to get beat up by anybody before he just goes, God damn it, I'm mad, grr, right? I just found that to be so fucking comical. But anyway, Rhea beating the shit out of her favorite, I don't know, maybe Dom likes it. Maybe Dom likes it. A little money under the table. Hey, you come on out, beat the shit out of me. You know, step on me, spit on me, use me up, right? No, we're not talking about how I like to get down on weekends. Seriously, this has a weird... It just has a weird Vince McMahon residue is my point. It's got a weird S&M bondage kind of thing that's going on. And I would have thought for sure that as of SummerSlam, Sister Mysterio, you know, it kind of seemed as though, all right, so this is how we're going to kind of balance it out, because when it's all said and done, the Mysterios need a chick that can fucking, okay, all right. So let me pose this question to you guys. So if we're not going to go in the direction of Sister Mysterio, then is it maybe time that we do something with Raquel Gonzalez? Do we maybe plant her on the red brand? And, you know, do we maybe do some type of an angle where, you know, Judgment Day gets to jump again and Mysterios go, hey, Rhea Ripley, we got something for that ass. You know, you always meddling around, you know, hey, we're gentlemen. We don't want to hit a woman. We, you know, despite you acting all tough and everything, and you obviously got guns, and we still look at you as a woman, so we respect you. You know, we're not going to fight you, but we know somebody who will. And do you maybe implant a girl like a Raquel Gonzalez? Because, I mean, if you're looking, you're following things, you go, who could get a really good rub off from this? You can't help but go, well, what about Raquel? Raquel would easily you could plant her in there. What say you guys? Or do you have another pick? Let me know. But Raquel is just the one that really comes off to me in my mind off the break there. Edge's music hits. He jumps out there, rushes the ring. Priest is waiting for him. Ducks are right. Tax Finn. Priest and Edge, they're going at it. Clothesline sends Priest to the outside. Edge grabs Balor. Nice elevated DDT. Crowd's pretty in euphoria. You're in Hulk shit over this. Next thing you know, Edge turns to the corner. Edge looks to spear Finn, but Rhea shoves Dom in the crosshair, so Edge ends up spearing Dominic. Edge then tries to chase after Priest and Balor in the crowd, while Rhea laughs her ass off. Ray, meanwhile, seems very confused at what had went down. No way am I trying to believe that Rey Mysterio is not going to watch Raw on the DVR, and please do not give us that bullshit. I hate when some of the wrestling shows do that, right? We don't need that. We don't need that, okay? Just come on back next week. Have Edge, Rey Mysterio, kiss and make up. Hey, I saw what happened. Hey, yeah, miscommunication. It's okay, man. Hey, it's all good. You know, I'm still learning to trust you, but you know, it's okay. You want to make this right. Here's how you do it, right? Because in this day and age of social media, come on, man, come on, right? I mean, the internet has only been around for how long, y'all? Right? Social media as well. Like, come on, man. Let's not go in that direction. But overall, good energy. Good energy going into this Raw that was after SummerSlam. You know, they did really good. Quality. That's the main emphasis I want to highlight again. We've said it enough already, but quality. It wasn't an in-your-face kind of episode. You know, it wasn't one of those... If you didn't watch this, oh my God, it was the end of the world because everybody's going to be talking about this at the water cooler. It wasn't one of those type of, you know, it wasn't like that. It was more my favorite GIF that's running around on social media right now. This was pretty much one of those Usher moments. Yeah, watch this. You know, it's like we're just getting started. You've been sleeping on Santa. No. We're just getting started. Watch this. Right? It just feels like we're doing this nice, good build up. And I'm liking it. I love the overall structure that was laid out, the overall blueprint. You know, you just have a lot of confidence on a lot of these people that were showcased, which all of them, all they have in common, NXT, and you're going, all right, I like this. This is a good start. Let's see what happens as the weeks progress and everything. So, to that point, even NXT has started to, okay, this is coming around. This is looking right. I'm very curious to see where NXT is going to be 6 months from now. I'm very, very curious because I got to tell you, there's still a lot of things I'm not feeling about this new NXT. But if we can just kind of get a little bit more to basics, right? It comes off right now a little too cartoony with some of the characters that they have. I'm sure some of you guys would agree with that. If we can just kind of scale back on that just a little bit, just pull in the reins a little bit on that, that would be a really good start and everything. But even I got to say that as far as NXT goes, even it's been kind of going in a direction for the better when it's all said and done. So, hey, we did pretty good. We got the talk of Raw out the way, definitely in under an hour. I mean, when it was all said and done, we probably talked about Raw for about, what, y'all, maybe 45 minutes, give or take. So, I mean, that's pretty good because I know we did a little bit of warm chatter to open up the show and everything. If you guys been enjoying yourself so far, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button. It helps me out a great ton as far as all that goodness goes. No, I'm not drunk, by the way. I'm just feeling pretty loose. I feel better now, I gotta say. I feel a lot better. I was feeling pretty exhausted earlier just from everything, but I feel a lot better. Yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna take a week vacation pretty damn soon, since the next pay-per-view isn't gonna be going down for like 5 fucking weeks. I don't know if I'll take that week vacation, if not next week or the week after, but I'm definitely gonna take it, recharge. I'm particularly waiting for September. September, me and the wifey were actually supposed to go to a book signing in North Carolina for Nicholas Sparks. She loves Nicholas Sparks, loves that guy tremendously. Has read like every single book that this guy's ever put out. So he's doing a book signing out there, and we looked at his book tour, and I think he had some dates going into 2023, but as far as close to the East Coast, North Carolina was it. And she's been wanting to go back to North Carolina anyway. That's the site where we got married and everything last year. So I said, well, wouldn't it be kind of cool if we booked the same condo where we were at, wedding weekend, and, maybe go fishing, go enjoy the beach, because we really did not get to truly enjoy the sights and sounds while we were out there. It was pretty much, we were in military mode, right? I mean, obviously when you're getting married, those of you that have been there, done that, or you've been a best man, or you've had to participate in a wedding, you know how it is. Everything is it's all about time management and shit. So I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be doing that again in September. So that's going to be a nice little, but I need some R&R way before then. Because, I mean, my God, that is what, over a month and a half away. So, yeah, I think probably in 2 weeks we'll do that whole vacation thingamajigga. So, I did poll you guys the other night. I had asked you guys, what did you think about the Ric Flair match? Just the pay-per-view overall, but the match itself. And there were some options that was put out there for you guys. One last time, let's go and let's revisit the poll, see what you all had to say. By the way, I got to give a cheap plug. Shout out to my friends over there, Mish and Joy from Wrestling Soup. They did a really good job talking about the Ric Flair pay-per-view, but particularly what I had enjoyed was they had a caller towards the end of the show that actually was there the whole weekend and gave firsthand accounts on a lot of key things that was going on there. And I tell you what, one story that had really just surprised the hell out of me, hopefully I tell you this story and it'll entice you to check it out on demand and on the downloads, was the fact that you're aware that those that were at the Ric Flair pay-per-view, they had these premium packages, some of them, little premium bracelets, all that stuff. So you had a scenario where Ric Flair was doing a autograph signing. Bryan Danielson was there, and his joint pretty much went for like 29 minutes. Bret Hart was there doing autographs for 4 hours, right? That's pretty badass. So you had Ric Flair. He's doing this thing. He's doing autographs. He's taking care of like the first 100 people. Next thing you know, Ric Flair goes, "Okay, I'm done. I've had enough of this. Time for me to go." And they're saying, yeah, that's all good and dandy, but you can't just get up and leave. You still got a line. All these people still need to be taken care of. So you can't just leave just yet. You can't leave all these people hanging. Like, we got to take care of them. Yeah, okay, all right. I'll give you another 30 minutes. So another 30 minutes, Ric Flair's doing autographs. Next thing you know, Ric Flair's like, okay, that's it. I'm done. He pretty much bites the cap that's on the Sharpie, bites it down, puts it on the table, walks off and everything. Now you're hearing that, you're going to be very quick to say, God damn, that's... And it was definitely my reaction too, like, what a dick. Then as it turns out, whoever was in charge of time management, this goes back to what we were just talking about literally a few seconds ago, they fumbled big time when it came to Ric Flair, right? Because basically, long story short, they somehow they fucked up the, when it's all said and done in layman's terms, I'm trying to break it down for you guys. They basically fucked up the number of actual people that, okay, these are the people that bought the respective package. These are the people that are supposed to get their Ric Flair autographs and all that. Somehow they overbooked, if that makes sense. They overbooked. That's kind of crazy to hear, but they did. But then on top of that, Ric Flair was late to his own Four Horsemen panel. So, I mean, you're hearing that and you're just going, what the fuck? Like, seriously, how can you have such poor mismanagement like that go down? It just makes no fucking sense. So, you guys definitely got to go out of your way. I don't know if the episode is available for on demand and the downloads just yet, but when it is, definitely show that episode some love. It was great insight. It was great fucking insight. And, it's the stuff that most people don't really think about when it comes to stuff like that. Unless you are guys like myself, like Julian. By the way, shout out to Julian Cannon of Wrestling Court. My friend there, today is his birthday. Oh, at least now it isn't. If you're on the East Coast, it wasn't. But on the West Coast, it's still his birthday. So happy birthday to Julian Cannon, who's also celebrating his 7th anniversary with the missus. So if you have not shown him some love on social media, definitely show him some love when you guys get an opportunity. But that's just weird. Just fucking weird to hear all that shit that was going on there. To the point that I was making earlier, most people don't think about stuff like that. But when you do some form of press media, like myself, like Julian, Mish even, he still, once in the blue moon does some media stuff. You pay attention to stuff like that. It's not about going out of your way. And, like every year that I have been covering Awesome Con out here at the nation's capital, I have seen just, okay, that makes no sense. Or why are we doing this here when it makes more sense to do this over here? Why are we charging these prices when, like, how does that make any sense? I had criticisms about this past year's Awesome Con, definitely the one before that, and anytime they've made changes, right? I've given praise and, okay, as far as they need to work on this, right? Not every single convention is perfect. But if a person can at least walk away and say, look, my money, my time, it all felt justified. It didn't go to a bad place. I had a great experience. Lines were moving accordingly. I was able to, have a great experience with said person. I was getting my autograph, photo op meet and all that, right? Speaking of photographs, autographs, photo ops, all that shit. Naomi apparently was announced for C2E2, which is going to be going down this weekend. So for those of you that's going to be in the Chicago area, definitely, there you go. There you go. Check that out when you guys get a moment there. They even are doing a package, if I remember right. There's going to be a combo package with Naomi and Sasha for you guys that are interested. So that thing is loaded up. I was telling a couple of people last week, had I known about Undertaker, particularly, being at fucking C2E2, I would have moved heaven and earth. I definitely would have gotten press credentials. I would have put some money to the side, and I would have fucking done that. I would have fucking done that. Sadly, the position I'm in now, I'm getting ready for my little mini vacation with the wifey in September. And then I'm also getting ready to take my next batch of college classes. So, yeah, it's kind of one of those, but had I known at least a month ago, because they didn't announce Undertaker was going to be at C2E2. What was it? Well, Eddie, what was that when they announced Undertaker? Wasn't it like last week or like a week and a half ago? And for the most part, motherfuckers knew about the C2E2 card for months. And you're going, okay, this kind of looks uneventful. There doesn't seem to be anything. This looks like a skip. I'm just browsing the goddamn site one day. I think it was late last week. Like, wait a minute. Taker's been announced? I couldn't believe it. And somebody was telling me, yeah, Taker had got announced just 3-4 days ago. I was like, really? And his prices, but you know what? It's right. It's right, because it's rare he does shit like this. Okay? It's rare he does shit like this. Ain't no telling how many more times he's going to be doing it, right? So you got to take advantage where you can. True story, Undertaker and Kane was actually supposed to do meet and greet signing in Virginia. It was sometime last year. You guys may have recalled me talking about it on the shows. And long story short, whoever the promoter was, they were trying to run one serious con. Because what they were trying to do, they were trying to pay the bare minimum for Kane and Taker. And what they were hoping on was, okay, we'll have Kane and Undertaker's money, the rest of it. We'll have the rest of it courtesy of fans that are going to pay us the money for these meet and greet tickets. That's what they were banking on. But when you're doing it it was weird because, first of all, I had never heard, and I wish I could remember off the top of my head, but maybe Wednesday show, we'll revisit it, and I'll let you guys know the name of the company, because it was kind of like everybody was saying, don't do business, if you're a client or if you're a fan, maybe dodge these guys, right? It was weird because I remember it was somewhere in Virginia. Like, I had even heard of the fucking city. I mean, it was south of Virginia, and I'm going, wait, it's actually a city in Virginia? Like, I'm Googling this shit. I'm like, sure enough, yeah, it was. And then when you went on their site, it looked so fucking homemade. I mean, it looked... In this day and age, it's very easy to create a website. Whether you want to go with WordPress or whatever, it's very easy to create a nice-looking, sleek design of a website. This shit looked like something from, 2002 or 2003. And just the way that they had the fucking buttons set up so that you could go there, buy the tickets and all that other shit. It was really, really just, I got a bad feeling about this shit. But yeah, I remember they had tried, because somebody had outed them. I remember that. Somebody outed them on social media. And I remember, I think I read it somewhere on Facebook it was. And they basically were like, yeah, these guys, they're just trying to get all the money and pretty much use that money to pay for Kane and Taker. Like, they paid the minimum, but they didn't pay the additional stuff that should have been going to those guys. And if I remember correctly, Taker had pulled out first. So after Taker pulled out, Kane, Glenn Jacobs, and this was when this went down. I think this was last year that it had happened. So when it happened last year, I mentioned last year because remember Kane these days, right? Nobody's really feeling Kane right now, right? We don't need to get into that. That's political shit. But after Undertaker pulled out, that pretty much was it. Sure enough, Kane had pulled out as well, like that same fucking week. No shit, the company had no choice but to offer refunds and all that other shit. Pulp Fiction rape. You killing me, Eddie. You killing me. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Remember that song? Oh, shit. Oh, dude. There are some scenes that stick to my head when it comes to cinema and just the music. And it wasn't that Julia Roberts' brother? Wasn't that Julia Roberts' brother that was the sheriff down there in the basement? Yeah, that just ooh, ooh, ooh. Who was that? He kind of looked like Julia Roberts fucking who was the sheriff then? Who's the actor? He's always doing some shit though. Some side henchman fucking bullshit. He's always doing something. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Just, oh, God. You're going to have me go online just to look up that particular scene. I wonder how uncensored, how unedited that scene is on fucking YouTube. Seriously, dude. Seriously. Hey, we had lost some icons the past couple of days. And I'll talk a lot more about the respected passings on Tuesday's Wrestling with the Topics with Tams. So, but I definitely want to just say rest in power to Mr. Bill Russell. That really, really had surprised the hell out of me. It really did. Look, 88 years old, that is a nice, long, rich, fruitful life. But I think the reason why it kind of took me by surprise is because anybody that is an NBA fan, a regular NBA fan, then 9 times out of 10, as soon as I say inside the NBA on TNT, that's the show. That is the fucking show. Okay? On those nights, particularly when we have a really bad fucking game, we know that guaranteed, despite having a really bad game, at least when it comes to the inside crew, they are going to put on one entertaining ass show. And I mention inside because if you are a fan of NBA, a younger fan or a newer fan, as long as you've been checking it out just past couple of years, Bill Russell always gets mentioned because Bill is watching, up until his passing, he was watching all the games, knew what was going on, very quick-witted with his social media game, and he would stay watching inside, and he would let his thoughts be known on whatever was going down with the segments, or agreeing or disagreeing with whatever Chuck and the crew were talking about and everything. But 5-time NBA Most Valuable Player, 12-time NBA All-Star, multi-time fucking champion, NBA champion. You look at the stuff that this great man, was doing outside of the NBA, off the basketball court, participating in the civil rights movement, and I mean this was a big loss. This was a big loss for us. It really, really was. Great fucking ambassador. You got to read up on that brother. Seriously, you got to read up on that brother. Any documentary that you're able to check out, if you've been sleeping on Mr. Bill Russell, you don't know anything about him, but you are at least a fan of sports, you really owe it to yourself to go out of your way and, research on him. But we're going to be talking a lot more about him on wrestling with the topics this Tuesday. So tune in for that. But then there was another black, strong, prominent figure that we had lost that was in the world of entertainment. Of course, I'm talking about Star Trek's own Nichelle Nichols. She passed away. Here's another one that had lived a nice, long, fruitful life and everything. And for you guys that maybe had saw Deadpool, remember she was in Deadpool. Shout out if you remember who she was exactly. But that was her. That was Nichelle in fucking Deadpool. Yeah. I have so many fond memories of her. Oh my God. What kid back in the 80s was not attracted to her? I mean, man, if you were growing up as a kid in the 80s, obviously at that point, you were watching Star Trek on reruns, right? You were watching it in syndication, basically. Okay? But, man, when she would come on the fucking screen, I remember, look, I might have not hit puberty or anything like that, but I just remember going, wow, she's pretty. She is stunningly, of course, I'm seeing this on, Star Trek episodes. I'm like, wow, she is absolutely pretty. Like, who is this? Right? And I was a fan of hers from pretty much that moment on, right? That portrayal of Lieutenant Uhura was very, very groundbreaking. You guys have no idea. That character was very groundbreaking for blacks on American television back in its respected time. It was. Somebody else that doesn't really get enough props as well, the black chick from Mannix. She also was, but Nichelle Nichols really, and I still remember what made Star Trek, the original series, one of the things that had made it so, whoa, was the fact that was the first time on American television that you saw an interracial couple, if you will, kiss. Of course, I'm talking about the episode where Captain Kirk, William Shatner, had kissed Nichelle Nichols, right? And it was badass, when, I remember talking to my grandpa about it and everything, getting his thoughts about when it all had went down in real time. And he had some really fun stories to share with me and everything. But I just was like, wow, like, okay, like, hey, that's, man. But there was like no person that I didn't know who at one point had checked out Star Trek. Just all ages, races, just, you say Lieutenant Uhura, man, the eyes light up. You go, oh man, she was so gorgeous. Like, one thing that all of us would talk about, the legs. We would talk about the legs, man. Like, it's like, there's only but so few women that you go, oh, the legs. And Nichelle Nichols was one of those women. Tina Turner, for her respected time, was another one of those women as well, so, but she had passed away at the age of 89, I think, at her home of New Mexico. Her family, had confirmed her passing and all that. Another reason why I remember Nichelle Nichols, I think about her contributions, not just to black TV, but I also think about her contributions to black films as well. She definitely was part of that whole blaxploitation era within reason. Truck Turner, shout out if you remember that movie, But I know for most people, it's just all about, the Star Trek movies and all that. And I mean, granted, so the series, the movie, granted, But yeah, man, she had her hand dipped into a lot more current stuff that you guys might have been sleeping on. Gargoyles, Batman the Animated Series, Futurama comes to mind. That's just, she was very, very current all the way up to the very end. Matter of fact, I think she did something with the new Star Trek series that's running around right now. Star Trek Prodigy, I think, is the name. She was even involved in that. So, yeah, rest in power to both of those. We had some heavy hitters there, man. Some serious heavy hitters, as she had volunteered her time to promote NASA's programs to try and recruit diverse astronauts, as far as minorities go and all that, including women. Got to stress the hell out of women, but also other ethnic minorities as well. So she was somebody that definitely was trying to respectfully pay it forward as well. So other than that, just thinking, I don't really think anything else has gone down wrestling news-wise since last we were on the air. I mean, we pretty much had been doing a show every single day for the most part, and we are just pretty much like chilling at this point. Now look, AEW Dark Elevation, there is a new episode up on YouTube, so you guys can definitely go check it out if you want. But the way the card is looking for that episode, Julia Hart goes up against LMK. Layla Gray faces JC. I see that there was a 10-man tag match as Butcher, Blade, Angelico, and Private Party went up against Jora Joel, Joey Ace, Victory Chase, Julio Cruz, and Waves and Curls. Meanwhile, you had an 8-man tag match as the Factory's QT Marshall, Anthony Ogogo, Aaron Solo, and Nick Camarado teamed up to face the team of Bobby Orlando, Bryce Donovan, Brett Goslin, and Tug Cooper. Also, Cole Carter went up against Serpentico. Athena faced Christina Marie. Trios match, Tony Storm, Willow Nightingale, and Sheeta teamed up to face the team of Marina Shafir, Emi Sakura, and Nyla Rose. I believe that is all the matches for this week's AEW Dark Elevation for you guys that might be interested. So have at that if you want. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So hey, we didn't do it on the last show of the month, but I definitely want to give a shout out to our show sponsors. Do I believe Beth might make a comeback? I could see that happening too, Eddie, if they don't go in the Raquel Gonzalez direction. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Let's see. What else? What is it with these names now? Days being acronyms. Then the acronyms don't get explained. Give me an example. I'm a little lost because I'm trying to catch up. Sorry there, I got a little sidetracked on the banner, but yeah, that's how it is sometimes on the show. Give me an example though. Julia Hart. Yeah. Look, at least they're doing it right with Wardlow, right? I like the one name joints. Why does it have to be two names? Just one name is fine. Hell, initials is fine too. But Julia Hart, I think they should go ahead and change that, because I don't know why, but for the love of me, every single time I hear Julia Hart, you know who I think of? I always think of Julie Hart, the ex-wife of Bret Hart. It just sounds so fucking close. It's not even funny. I would just go, okay, yeah, we got to do something. We got to change your name. If you want to keep the Hart name, that's fine. But we're going to go on ahead and we're just going to call you Christina Hart. Or we're going to call you Candace Hart, right? Cagney Hart. Just whatever. But just, is Julia Hart even her real name? Yeah, Julia Hart is her real name, apparently. Julia Rose Hart. Yeah, we got to change that. Why not just call her Rose Hart? Or Rosebud? I don't know. Whatever. To each its own. I see your point, though. Yeah, it is kind of silly at times. It is. The acronyms, I get that. I definitely get that. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, man. I usually like to try to do this these days at least once a month. We didn't do it on the final show for the month of July, But I definitely want to recognize our show sponsors. And hey, man, for more bonus content, make sure you show love. Sign up on the Patreon, patreon.com/RCWR show. Check out bonus audio, video content. Won't be able to find anywhere else. First off, I want to give a shout out to the good kind of people over there at the Blast mobile app. I want you guys to check that out. Support and back up the Blast app. Blast is a super sharing app offering users the ability to instantly upload content to multiple social media platforms all at once. Learn more by visiting blastmobileapp.com. But definitely go to their Kickstarter. They got a Kickstarter. Just search, put that on Blast, and back them up. I really like their concept. It's pretty badass. Check that out. Very rare I put over a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe. I really, really got to be feeling it because I have a zero, like, unless it's for a pro wrestler or something that makes the news where, man, this family's house, it had burned down and they lost all their belongings. Unless it's one of those two scenarios, I typically I don't promote GoFundMes or Kickstarters, but check that out. Also, got to show love to my man, rap artist Lazy Bird. He's got a new track on Spotify called Cold Case. That's part of a new album that he dropped. But that Cold Case track is really, if you're into lo-fi music, rap, hip-hop, check out Lazy Bird. Good up-and-coming artist. He's been at it now. And I like those artists these days where, oh, wow, you've only been around for 2-3 years and you've only got one album and you're just now putting out a new one. Oh, okay, so this is your sophomore album, basically. Okay, all right, cool. So this is definitely an artist that you can get behind. And, yeah, check out his shit on Spotify right now. Pretty soon he's going to be on the other outlets, but right now he's just doing his thing mainly on Spotify. Also, shout out to metadiscounts.com. They're offering a prescription discount card that people can access online via their site. It's free, easy to use, and saves people money all the time. So shout out to them. There's other sponsors I want to recognize on here as well. All these guys that I'm mentioning represent. Check them out because they're helping support our show. And by doing that, they're helping us out big time with show expenses and all that. So check them out. See if you might fuck with them. And, if you do, definitely, represent and all that good stuff. Some other sponsors we can mention here. I love doing my shout outs though, man. Love my shout outs. Let's come here and we'll go through a couple of more shout outs. archost.org. If you need web hosting, domain names, virtual private servers, business email hostings, website security solutions, add-on options, ArcHost, they can hook you up. Check them out. I gotta show love also to expodigitals.com. I love those guys. expodigitals.com. They're your source for accessing hundreds of digital products. Get access to their entire library of video courses and materials. If you want to learn about boosting your immune system, for example, or understanding Instagram or other social media platforms, boosting your online sales for your e-commerce store. I mean, they've got all types of ebooks, e-learning courses, all accessible for just one low price that gets you access for an entire year. One-time low payment gets you a lifetime access fee to hundreds of content, courses, ebooks, all that you own, basically. Shout out to cheapsoftwarelicenses.co.uk. Appreciate those guys. GiveCBDThanks.com. If you need some great CBD products, great quality, satisfaction guaranteed, check them out. They got all natural CBD oils. They've got gummies as well. Check them out. eShopOnlineUSA.com. Destination for all things male enhancement supplements. CoreCheer.com. MyLastingWish.com. www.wishbook.com. If you're looking to create your own will that'll document your wants and wishes, or maybe wanting to leave a message or video with your family and friends once the unfortunate happens and you're no longer on this earth, mylastingwish.com. Check them out. thisdayinwinehistory.com. Love those guys. Afrocentric Boutique. Saving at the Pump. Food Forest Abundance. Shout out to everybody. There's one new sponsor that we hooked up with. I think it was last week. Merlin's Munchies Coffee, I think, are the guys. I'm trying to see if I got their... Yeah, I don't have it in here. Let me go back to the Summerslam show real quick here, because I believe we had began promoting them on the SummerSlam post show. Let me just check real quick here. So I definitely want to make sure we show them some love. Or maybe it was the Ric Flair. Maybe it was the Ric Flair post show. If I can find them, great. If I can't, then... Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. It was the last website. Yep, there it is. There it is. I got it now. Yeah, Merlin's Munchies Coffee.com. They're officially going to be launching August 2nd. But those guys, we got a great partnership with them. The thing that I love about these guys, they've got coffees that are wrestling themed. You heard me right. They got coffees that are wrestling themed and original packaging and all of that. This isn't no K-Cup bullshit, okay? Because I know most of you guys, you're probably like me, Kerwig for your coffee or tea, right? K-Cup. No. This one, you got to have the real coffee machine, right? So you can appreciate it and everything. But we just recently hooked up with them, and they are very big into the pro wrestling. So we're going to be working with them for the next little bit. I just got some coffee samples today. We're going to be doing stuff with them for the next couple of months. I'll actually be doing some taste testing of their coffees. So you definitely want to see my reactions and all that. Stay connected to the YouTube channel. That's going to be good. A matter of fact, I had to get a new coffee machine specifically so I could be ready to go when it comes to reviewing these coffees that they're going to be providing. I did good. Matter of fact, if you can indulge me, I can tell you exactly the coffee machine that I had got. And you guys, I don't know, maybe you guys have had this coffee machine. Maybe you guys could tell me some good stories, or, hey, Lee, that's a bad coffee machine. You might want to... But no, the coffee machine I got, it's called a Jevi 4. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that or if you ever owned one, but apparently it makes 4 cups of small coffee. It's got a reusable filter, a warming plate, and a coffee pot. So I love it. It looks really badass. Again, it's called a Jevi 4-cup small coffee maker. So it looks like it's done pretty good. It's got over 2,591 reviews on Amazon. Looks like it's got 4.5 stars out of 5. I did do my best to look at the most recent reviews, and everybody for the month of July going into August had nothing but really good, solid experiences with the coffee machine. And this coffee machine, it only costs $23. Only $23. So now some of you guys will say, you kind of get what you pay for. We'll see. For those of you that might be curious too, by the way, remember, I told you guys about a electric razor that I had purchased not that long ago. And some of you guys were like, oh, give me a link for it. How is it? You like it so far? And I was saying, yeah, it's pretty good so far. I'll give you guys an update. I had bought the razor right before AwesomeCon. So AwesomeCon would have been June 5th. And here we are now. We're pretty much going into 2 months later. And I've still no issues with the razor I've been using whatsoever. It's fucking good. It's got like 3 bald heads on it. And you can just pretty much turn it on, shave. When you need to charge it, it's a USB charger. So that's the only way you're going to be able to do it. I could have gotten the one that came with the USB charger and an adapter, but that would have been additional. And I basically needed a shaver like yesterday, so I just went with the USB one, but that's still doing pretty good. So I've been able to find some really nice gems. To my point, I've been able to find some really nice gems. I'll let you guys know how this Jevi coffee maker works, man. I think we're gonna probably have our first review of this coffee that's already downstairs. Everything's pretty much all set up, ready to go. I think we're gonna do the first unboxing, unveiling, and review Wednesday for you guys. So stay tuned to that. All right. Programming notes: Tuesday night, 10:15 p.m. Eastern, August 2nd, after NXT. Me and Tams will be on. If you're not familiar with Wrestling with the Topics, the way that show basically works, very seldom we talk wrestling. We pretty much just talk entertainment. We talk a little sports. We talk just everyday life. Just nice little side banner. It's a good show. Most people, don't take my word for it, just check out the people that have something to say about it. But I haven't gotten any complaints, and we've been doing that show for almost 10 years. But that's a good series. Of all the shows, I love that one the most. I love being able to just sit back with the missus and we're just shooting the shit. So if you're around, come for that. If you want the wrestling talk, then pop your head in on the Wednesday night show. That'll be going down on August 3rd. I'll be live after AEW Dynamite goes off the air, and we'll talk Dynamite Fallout. We'll also talk some wrestling headlines. Everything seems to be going pretty nice and slow so far, though, as far as news goes. I think everybody is just totally exhausted. I mean, just the SummerSlam, the Ric Flair, the Vince McMahon stuff. Now it's just kind of getting nice and quiet again, which is okay. Be kind, rewind, check out previous episodes you might have missed on demand and on the downloads wherever you get your podcasts. Get at me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Use keywords the RCWR show. Show that love. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz. You know your thing. You know what to do. I shouldn't have to tell you. Till next go round, wishing all of y'all to be safe and most importantly, be kind to one another. Take care, y'all. Peace.